have no clue what we're doing tonight. All right, let's go. Roll.
Welcome back to Coast to Coast.
The Coast to Coast podcast, your show with the hostess, with the mostest.
Right.
That guy.
That guy. Damn it.
Well,
Keep pointing the wrong way.
Well, we are live on TikTok. I don't actually know if you're that way or that way or
y'all are opposite on TikTok.
that guy.
I think it's time to create a background, Nick, that's like uniform either way.
It is uniform either way. Anyways, dude, I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yeah.
What are you excited for?
We're going to have a return guest, man.
That is
but
exciting.
first,
I love return guests.
You got to do the thing.
Like, subscribe, comment, share the shit out of our shit. Oh, we're live. I don't know if I can say things like that.
Oh, well, you already did.
If it kicks
TikTok.
us out, well, you know why it kicks us out then.
TikTok, the clock goes
Well,
around.
dude, TikTok's going to kick us out for being live just for having the background that we got.
Yeah, TikTok, don't stand together. What the fuck are you doing?
Just saying.
There are some very positive people on TikTok. Thank you very much.
This is very true. This is very, very true.
It's so 100%.
Also, before we get going, though, there is going to be a link in the description down below for our link tree to our merch.
Buy our apparel and merch. Nice shirts, nice items. We got nice items.
But as we clarified earlier, apparently Mary's yoga pants don't have pockets.
We'll
work on it.
Okay.
I didn't complain. I just said that they did not have pockets.
You
My
confirmed.
favorite pair of yoga pants do not have pockets.
Well, hey, we do know they're her favorite now.
Say her
Are
favorite
those the
people.
ones with Nick's face right on your ass?
She got.
I do not own those. No.
What, you bought more stuff? No, she didn't. I would know she bought
butt,
some.
and the other one would be right at my crotch, and that ain't happening. Y'all are my brothers. That's gross.
All right. Anyways, back to reality.
Snap back to reality.
Does that mean I'm not real?
No, this means back to reality.
I mean, shut up, Barry.
Mary, you're just like Pinocchio.
Anyways, dude,
you want to bring him in?
Let's bring back Jethro Smiley.
Jethro Smiley. On my screen, he's up here.
On my screen, he down here.
There he is.
There he be.
Captain Spaulding. I mean,
the man, the
Jethro
myth.
Smiley.
Hello?
Hello?
Do you know Billie Eilish songs?
No.
Nope.
But I can tell you, you are using that device perfectly. Don't change a thing.
But if you want some Justin Bieber, Brandon's your man.
I have no clue.
He'd be
I have no
terrific.
clue. I've heard the name. I've never. I know people's music. Don't know any songs.
She's cute.
Harris, you can't say
She's
anything
cute.
because I remember you telling somebody that the first song you learned to play on guitar was from New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's right.
Hanging
New Kids
tough.
love her.
Were you hanging tough?
Hanging tough. Oh, sing it, Jethro. You know that shit.
Hanging tough. The exact opposite of tough, Brandon.
And that's it for
I
today's
don't
show.
know. I think that's a wrap. I'm gonna go to bed.
How's it going, guys?
It's going good. How you been, man?
What's going, brother? What's new?
Work. That ain't new.
So ain't nothing changed in the
Nothing changed.
handful of months or whatever since we last saw you on here.
Well,
Oh,
he's in a different hotel room.
I don't know.
Yes,
it kind of
I have-
looks the same.
I have a $2 painting over here on this wall. And there's a little comfy chair back over here over my shoulder that I refuse to sit in because people like to sit in it naked before and after the shower. So
Why does it
I
look
bet
like? Are you kneeling at a table?
it's a weird size. Look, I'm a little larger than the average person, and I think this was probably built somewhere in Asia, so it's for a smaller person. But I got a chair that doesn't match it.
Where's that hotel at?
Oh, I'm in Podunk, Ada, Oklahoma.
Ada.
Middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm on the road tonight.
tomorrow. Are you gonna Ada you later with a happy ending?
No, they're gonna Ada me with a fork. Look, I had a blowout today. I was trying to make it to the house so we could do this thing, and the blowout set me back. I had to take a nap in the truck and wait on people and stuff. It was terrible.
You had a blowout.
I don't
think this is PG.
What was that?
That's Brandon repeating my exit.
That was
When
his
I
Bieber.
came back and realized, oh, I came back on camera.
That was his Bieber bounce.
Oh, is that?
I tend to have
There you
stuck in
go.
my head the first time Jethro was on here and he went, "That's horse shit."
A guy gets a haircut,
Hell,
and
that's
all of a
horseshit.
sudden he's being referenced to Justin Bieber. Okay.
I
I
mean,
dare
you
Justin
went
Bieber to
barber.
grow a beard like this.
You're right about that. That is a nice.
Yeah,
beard.
that's not happening.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm
Oh,
not quite
sorry.
up to Nick's standards, but you know, he still lets me hang around.
They're just different kinds of sexy. Anyway, so he goes to barbershops. Brandon goes to a barbershop. He doesn't just whack it off himself with his own shears.
Oh, he whacks it off himself.
I mean, I can. Wow, I knew you were going to go that way with it, Nick. Dude,
he set it up.
Every
I had
time.
to.
You wonder why we get slapped with community guidelines violations on shit.
Oh no, is that
Jiminy cricket. Good lord.
Oh, it's terrible.
No, so what had happened was I grew my hair out for about 2.5 years. It got down to about yay, and then it basically stopped growing. I went in for a trim for like split ends and damage or whatever to see if maybe that's why it stopped growing, and then it went right back to where it was and stopped growing again for about 6 months. So instead of growing it to 2024 like I had planned, I just chopped it all off because the original plan was to grow it, chop it, donate it. So that's what I did. Now I'm back to normal. Usually when I have shorter hair, I just maintain it myself. But because I was going to donate it, I figured I'd better go in there and do it the right way for the people that know what they're doing. So yeah, I went into, what is it called? Great Clips haircut place or some shit like that. And had them all chop it off, which actually, funny story, the lady who cut off all the hair, it was, and I quote, her very first time doing that. So I don't even know if she did it right, but it's been sent out. It's done. And then she
Brandon, that's a beautiful story.
Oh,
and it almost makes me not want to make fun of you anymore.
Oh, well, that's
okay. That's so nice. But hey, I have to. So listen,
that's fine.
Here.
Go ahead.
For all these people out here like me that can't grow a lick of hair on their head,
and just rock the spit shine.
You just growing it out, and it's like a foot long, where all the ladies can grab on it and shake you around. And I'm sitting here like this. I'm thinking, man, why do you take away God's gift that He gives you? Anyway, but what you did is
because
fantastic.
I gifted it to an organization that will turn it into a wig for a child that is incapable of growing hair due to whatever treatment they received for
That's
whatever
a very
disease
nice
they had
thing
undergone, and it's 100% free for that child that receives my hair. That's why.
Heck yeah.
So I took that gift that you mentioned and I gifted it to somebody else.
So now I just got a vision.
So now Nick's going to donate his beard.
Yeah.
Oh, where are they going to glue that?
And some old man's nuts.
Oh my God, dude.
Brandon's charity is in no way responsible for those things that he just said.
Well,
anyway,
now I imagine Brandon, because I'd see when he do his hair and he lets it down, but I got to imagine a little kid's face, the wavy locks.
Oh, I mean, you want a little kid's face, dude? I'll shave this fucking beard. Be right back to being 16 again.
I was gonna say, you've done that before, and then like 3 weeks later, it's right back to beard again.
It's back, yeah. I shaved this down 2 months ago, I think I shaved.
Yeah.
Did you ever do a 23andMe?
I did.
What was that?
You know, one of those genetic tests where it tells you your ancestry.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, man, I wonder how much Neanderthal you have in you.
I was gonna say that thing, but
he's like an ape. Just hair everywhere. I can't grow this shit.
I mean, it's everywhere. This is it, Mary. Just the cleavage. Don't worry.
Okay.
Just the cleavage.
Avert your eyes.
No one wants to see the rest. Like
Loudy,
I said before,
Brandon,
it's like a
Loudy.
pregnant werewolf under here. Okay.
Anyways,
do we even have anything planned for today, Ferris? Watch him jump on. Nope.
Ferris is in hiatus.
The answer is no.
We're just chilling. This is just a hang. It's a chill.
Although, speaking of hang, I did think about if you guys just got completely lost and couldn't think of something that you wanted to talk about.
I got plenty I could talk about.
We
Oh,
can
yeah.
always play a game of hangman.
Hangman.
Yeah,
Why?
it was just a thought.
Ain't no hanging around here, sister.
I'm not touching Hangman.
I don't
On
know if
this
I
day and
trust
age.
these two schmucks for that game, Mary.
Are they up to
Just
something?
saying.
Well, by the time I had the thought, I haven't talked to Ferris since then, so we haven't actually worked it out.
Well, that's all right.
We could just sit here in silence.
Talk. Hey, Jethro,
Yes.
I
Well,
like
everybody
that
went
Texas Longhorn shirt.
Yeah, I got it at Kmart half price.
Kmart still exists.
Yeah,
It's gonna
my
be
favorite
cheaper. It's gonna
team.
be cheaper by the end of the season.
Dude, the Kmart out
Oh,
here
boy.
closest to me had a
Cheaper by the end of the season.
We're not
35
even
year
in
going
the
out of
SEC
business still.
yet.
Where the
And they
hell
found
did he
out.
go? He left us.
Oh, he ain't
We
on
ain't
division
even
no
in
more.
the SEC
You
yet.
turned your
What
video
happened?
off.
I did not. Somebody is calling me. Hold on a second.
This is our first
Oh,
season
that'll-
ever.
that'll
People,
do it,
in case
yep.
you're watching.
Oh, there he goes. He'll be back.
Well-
First season ever.
Things happened, and then what are you gonna do, dude? So while
Well,
he's
I
gone real
mean, we
quick,
recorded for a whopping 27 minutes and 55 seconds. I think it was a good show, yeah.
I'm back on the roll for my ASN stuff, dude. I'm back in motion.
It's
Finally
awesome. It was
got
about time your
what
coordinator
I've been
called you
trying to
back.
find out. I finally found out, and now I'm gonna finish
So
it.
what
up.
they tell you? What you got to do?
Just get the shit done, man.
Definitive. Thanks. So did he call you back, or did you have to call him again and he actually answered the phone this time?
No, he called me back because a lady that's a lady became a New York resident a year ago, helped me out. She called him, and then for some reason she managed to get him to talk to me. Whoa,
Nice.
there he
Hey,
is.
there he is.
You all right now?
There he be.
Did you
I
get
got
a
a
phone
phone
call,
call.
or did you have to take
Yeah,
a shit?
Both.
Yeah, that's gonna be a few more minutes. Look, I don't know what happened, but
That's
I
all
got
right.
a phone call. Do I need to turn off some airplane mode or some crap? I am technologically disinclined.
No,
I don't know.
do
We do
airplane
our
mode,
thing
or you'll
from
be gone.
computers. I'm
You
on a
good.
computer.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. If you get kicked off again, we'll just deal with it.
We'll let you back in.
Nobody called you on Easter.
No, nobody loved me back then, but right now I got somebody loving me.
Oh, really? What's his
Uh-oh.
name?
Do tell. Nick? What's his
No,
name?
that was my housemate calling me. Yeah, it's a
From
buddy of
across the
mine,
hotel room?
Nope, he's calling. He's calling me from where we live, and he was supposed to be on here tonight, but he couldn't make it, and now he thinks it's a good time to call.
Well, he's in the middle of a
Probably not.
podcast. Let's call him up.
Fair enough.
But no, he probably didn't know what time it was. Anyway, yeah, I think he was out of service all day, so he couldn't get back to us.
So,
Gotcha.
dude, since the last time we've seen you, anything like spectacularly interesting have happened to you? Or you just been come on, you gotta have some.
I've met some new people. I actually went for me it's awesome because it's a social life that I already had, just to a smaller degree. But I went out with some friends from Smule, and we went and sung karaoke together.
That's
and
cool.
It's nothing big, but I know these people already.
Yeah.
And when I went out to sing with them, it was just like we just went off and running like we would normally do, except we're actually in person. So these relationships that we create from our little goofy habit, they're actually real. They can be
Hell
real.
yeah. I mean, that's how this whole thing started with me and the ball of fur over there.
Exactly.
Funny story, man. I hear about
Ball of
these
fur.
mule meetups. Yeah, ball of fur, ball of hair, ball of fur, whatever I said. I can't remember. That was 10 seconds ago. Anyways,
Chewbacca.
10 seconds, Tom. I hear about all these Smule meetups and whatnot. I still have never been to one. You know why?
Me neither.
Y'all sons of bitches are on the damn East Coast. Just ain't nobody out here.
It's a long ways. 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
That's 3,000 miles or 2,000 something. That's a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at 8:51 p.m. right now. I know Nick's looking at 10
11,
minutes to midnight.
Yeah. 10 minutes to midnight. Anyway. So
So y'all met up and did some croqueting, and it was from a bunch of people on Smule, and it was like you'd known each other for forever because, well, you've known each other for forever.
Right.
Was there anything about that, like meeting somebody in person for the first time, right? I'm sure you went in with expectations and this and that and the other. Was there anything about anybody that kind of caught you off guard? Like, whoa, I was not expecting that.
Well,
Are you fishing for
I've done it
catfish
a couple
there,
times.
Maybe.
I've done it a couple of times, and both times have been fun, and they weren't as awkward as I thought they'd be. But this last time here, I got to meet somebody that I had been talking to for a couple of years, at least over a year, and
Nice.
it was just nice to see this is a real person that gets nervous when they're in front of people singing, and they stand there and they just do it, and the song kicks ass. You know, they just settle into it and they go, and then you come over and you have a conversation about real life things, just like you would in some video room, on Smule. So it's pleasant to actually be able to give these people a hug and say, "Hey, I love you," and we'll see you next time.
That's awesome. I've always envisioned what it would like to be able to see Ferris face to face and just nestle his.
you
head
have to
You'd
get
have to
on your
have him on
knees.
you have to have him on a stool. I thought.
You gotta hug him down here. What's up, buddy?
Ferris,
We represent the lollipop view, the lollipop view.
are you waiting for those stilts that Nick told you he was going to send you?
Oh yeah, the stilts.
The construction worker stilts?
All I gotta say
Drywaller
is,
stilts.
all I'm gonna say is this for every last one of you motherfuckers, okay? One day I'll have extra money again. And you remember
Gonna
what I
get
sent
some
y'all?
magic legs.
You remember what I sent y'all before, and the little bitty gag that I put as y'all's name as your addressee or whatever?
Oh yeah.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. I got other things I want to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Din. Absolutely.
Take him
Oh,
out,
you
Blair.
mother-
Take him out.
Oh,
Take
you
him out.
son of a biscuit-eating
Hey,
bulldog.
Ferris,
I think about when
send
I
it
think
to
about
Peaches.
meeting people that I sing with on Smule, I'm like, it's gonna be odd because when you sing with people, all you see is here. You have no idea what the
Yeah.
whole rest is going on down there.
Yeah, I've met a few people that was the biggest thing ever. You show up. You have an ass like a fifth wheel.
Eh?
No, that's on the inside. On the outside, you're like, "Oh, it's great to see you, all of you," and you give them a hug,
That's
and you
right.
have a good night. You try to make it have good things go on, and then you move on. But sometimes it don't match. For damn sure.
Sometimes it don't match. Well, when you look at somebody and all you see is their head and you see their face, you kind of try to put together what the rest would be like.
You can try.
You can try.
Nick, I've never tried to envision what you would look like from the
Oh,
waist
yes,
down,
you
but-
did. Yes,
No,
you sure. I
no.
could feel it. My nipples
bet
got
you.
all wrecked. I could feel it.
I bet you his bottom half is flat as hell. Let me see that
And-
bottom half.
Oh, you found that out earlier.
Yeah.
It's mossy oak
Jethro,
in the bottom.
with
half.
you,
Need to-
with you
Need to get
being
you just
bald,
some
Jethro,
crunches.
have
Huh?
you ever tried to hatfish somebody?
What's a hatfish?
We got a
Like
buddy
where
of
you
ours.
act
When
like
you put on
Yeah,
a
you
ball
have a
cap
hat
and
on, and
pretend
they
that you
don't
got
know.
hair.
So do you
Yeah,
leave it
that's-
on all the way to sex, and then if it falls off, it's too late?
Is that the same
That's
thing
when
as
you
putting
turn
a
that
sock in your
sumbitch around
pants or the
backwards.
girls stuffing their bras?
We have a
guys don't.
we have a
We
mutual
don't have
buddy of
very many
ours,
things, guys.
and he was
Go ahead.
accused from day one online and Smule of being a hat fisher because he wore a hat all the time on all the videos and stuff, and
Jimmy?
he took it off. Close, but no cigar, not him. But he
Oh,
took it
Jim.
off one time. Yeah, I don't say that. Anyway,
Yep.
Jim, I hope you're watching this live on TikTok, you son of a.
yeah, when I first met him, everybody said he was a hat fisher. He wore his hat all the time and took it off one day. And it was like, oh
I wear
my
my hat
God.
all the time. You
I was
will
kinda-
not see a
Ferris,
video
kinda
without me.
talking
in it.
about
what's
you
it
too.
called? What's it called, Ferris, when your hairline goes like halfway back your head, but you never tilt your head down to show people, and it
You
just
have
looks
a
like it's
5
okay.
head.
I was told that really is just like you're so ugly your hair is running away from your face, but I don't know what it's called.
Oh, my God.
It's called a 5-head, Brandon.
I'm losing at life right
I
now.
love you, brother, but you got a 5-head.
Oh
It
no,
ain't a
it's
forehead,
worse
it's
than
a
that,
5
Mary.
head.
It's worse than
No.
it looks like it might be a little full right here, but trust me, it
Got a
ain't.
widow's peak.
It ain't. Oh, dude,
I
I'm so
wanna
far beyond a widow's peak, bro. That this shit is up in the
I
back of
want
my
to
head.
bring up kind of maybe a touchy political topic. I want to see everybody thinks, and I don't want a long drawn out thing unless you just have to do this. But just there you go. We got Brandon's opinion already, okay? Because that actually matches up before I even say it. Mar-Lago.
Oh,
This was
not
you.
touching it. Nope, not
Oh
gonna touch
my
it.
God.
Not touching it, brother.
Whoa.
I'll touch it.
Nope. You know why? You know why?
Just with the tip, though.
You know
Just the tip.
why? I'll tell you why. Shut up. Here's why. We're supposed to be live on TikTok.
We
We
are.
won't
I'm
be.
tapping hearts.
We won't be 2 seconds after we start talking about that. We're supposed to post this up on YouTube afterwards. It's gonna come right back down.
Wow.
Not touching it.
I think we'll be okay if you
but
give your
I think
opinion.
if we let Jethro
There you go.
give his opinion on it, we might be okay because it's
not you.
opinion
Look,
and how he feels.
Yeah.
His
How do you
My
feel,
opinions have
Hmm.
nothing to do with the opinions of any of the people who work on coast to coast. Darren didn't want to see that.
Now, just remember,
I
let's
kinda
preface
feel like-
this with whatever he's about to reference is
I
in no
didn't-
way, shape, or form any kind of quote factual information. It's his opinion, okay?
Do
No.
the Amish even get involved with their politics?
Only the Amish Mennonites. Yeah. The straight Amish, they don't believe in politics. All they believe in is wooden nails to hold up barns on the weekend. No, dude, Mar-a-Lago. Look here. First off, I'm a truck driver, and I get all my news not from any of the 3-letter networks, but I get it from Channel 19 on that CB radio.
Mhm.
So it's 100% verified, factual.
Sure.
You know,
That damn
Donald
dear
Trump
Absolutely.
was our president. Half the country loves him. Half the country hates him for some things that he did and said. Mostly what he said because he was mean, in my opinion. But they were so pissed off at the things he was saying and doing that go against the modern PC left, the extremists in the Democrat Party, that he became enemy number one. And it didn't matter what the hell they had to do; they had to get him out of office. All right, I voted for the guy because Ted Cruz didn't win in Oklahoma. Donald Trump did, so I got behind him.
Amen.
I didn't want Hillary Clinton.
Amen.
And I didn't believe him. But what he showed me, just as an average working man, he showed me that the things he wanted to do for the country were for the country, not himself. And he listened to all the working people out here that are constantly getting screwed, and he did what he said he'd do, and he helped us. People loved him for it. I wasn't a fanatic, but I just watched, and I saw him fulfilling his promises, and so I respected the man. But I constantly watched the media and the deep state of the federal government just attack him, even his own party, attack him constantly, trying to get him out of office for 4 years, where he couldn't even focus half of his attention on what he should be doing. And every time they tried something, it eventually came out that there was some shady shit going on from several people. And when we voted for him again, this time I voted for him because I liked him. I'm still not ecstatic about him because, he's not the perfect statesman. He's a kind of a bully. But it's about what he does. And what he did was fantastic for business. The economy was great. He was taking care of war in a way that no one thought he could. He was de-escalating things, and people got mad about what he called the leader of North Korea, but did we have a nuclear fucking war? No. Donald Trump was in charge, and it didn't happen. I guarantee you, if it was a Democrat leader, if it was Biden, we'd be all about some fucking war about North Korea 4 years ago, or if it was Clinton. I get away from politics because it gets me pretty fired up.
Same.
So I take a hell of a long break, and I try not to pay attention. You get stuff in the ether, and I just know they don't want to see Donald Trump run again in 2024. They're scared to death of it.
Oh yeah.
Because they know what they did. I'm not going to say anything about it, but they know what they did, and they know everybody in the fucking country knows it. And he's going to get more support based on the agenda they've been trying to shove down our throats for the last couple of years. And people are sick of it. People are going to get midterms right and left all the way. And then it's probably going to be a 60-65% landslide victory when Donald Trump does run. And this Mar-a-Lago shit is just another thing in the long line of things that they're trying to do just to get it where they don't have to deal with Donald Trump. He doesn't play ball, and they can't control him. And he's a good man.
Well, it's also been unprecedented, one-sided against him, like all sides against him, because, like you said, his own party is backing it up. And for me, if a man does good for his country, and then he gets targeted by every corner of the country, political corner, that's the guy I'm going to vote for, because he shook up just enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the guy I'm going to vote
Who
for.
are they coming after? Who does the deep state hate?
I've always said it this way. If America as a whole, the United States of America, is a quote unquote business, right?
Yes, it is.
Who better to run it
Yeah,
than a businessman?
Yeah.
We got all these people that are politicians.
Elon Musk,
He came in.
Please, sir.
Well, what I'm saying is, when he came into office, he came into it not with a political mindset, but with a business mindset. So a lot of the things that you referenced were things that happened because of that, right?
Right.
The individuals that were, how do I do this without getting in trouble, y'all? The individuals running the show now, okay, have been career politicians. And if you pay attention to anything that's been going on, you'll come to find out real quick that they don't necessarily have yours and my best interest in mind, or the general populace as a whole as a quote business. So maybe it's time that people start looking at it from a business perspective and get one of the best motherfuckers in the world to run the business, whether that's who it was before.
I ain't got time.
Or somebody new. I don't know. I'm trying to be as clean as I can here because I don't want to get us kicked off of a live stream and off a YouTube platform when we post it. But
well, I was asked to ask a question.
Uh-oh.
And you're not going to like this one either.
Harris, why are you having Mary ask questions now?
Hey, I did not do anything. I had one question in mind. That was it. Covered it very well, Jethro. Appreciate it.
It could go on further, but yeah, we got it.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm the only female in
I'll
this
talk with you
group
openly
of
about it off
all
air.
my brothers here.
Only female.
I would like to know a male's opinion.
Hairy
Joseph.
backs suck.
You know that Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Oh,
What
God,
is your stance on abortion? Do you have an opinion?
My opinion's going to get us thrown out.
Are we doing that's what we're doing with this show? Okay.
Look, I have things I could say, and I have things I can say, and I don't have a master, so I'll say them. All right. I grew up in what I would consider to be a cult, but a very popular mainstream religion of today. And I had very pro-life views, very pro-life. And it was to the point of, I believe that if a woman was to terminate a pregnancy, upon conception, that was abortion, and that it was, in God's eyes, it was taking a soul's opportunity to live on this earth away from it. That's the way I viewed it, which is as hardcore as you can get. And I left most of my religious ideas, and I just try to think things through without any kind of programming from another source. Just use my life experience to try to figure out how to navigate the issues. But anyway, I've done a lot of thinking about it. I think as long as there's not physically any kind of heartbeat or brain waves detection, whatever that week is, I think it should be okay to end that.
What week is that,
It's
anyways? Does
terrible
anybody know?
decisions. It's early on, probably 6 to
Isn't it
12,
like week
something like
10
that.
or something like that? 10,
Yeah.
12, somewhere in there. I got two kids.
Now,
You think I'd know, but I can't remember.
regardless of how I feel about it, there's rape issues, there's incest issues, life of the mother issues. There's a lot of things. It's a messy subject because it's most of it is to do with religion versus scientific thinking, or just trying to be rational and reasonable. And regardless of which side you stand on, there needs to be some more responsibility in people's lives, in my opinion, on how they treat their bodies with sexual activity.
Amen.
So if people would want to raise a family and have that in mind, instead of just hooking up casually, this world would be a lot better place, because there would be less fatherless homes and less abortions, which I think do a lot of damage. I was involved early in my life in one, and it did a lot of damage to me and my ex-wife. So I know the firsthand the knowledge, the things that it does to a woman and their partner. And it's terrible. So it should be something that's rare, and it should be safe, legal, and rare, the Democrat words from years ago. But it isn't that now.
Yeah.
By the
I
way,
will
10
admit,
weeks to 12 weeks is when you can hear the baby's heartbeat.
I will
Okay.
admit that I asked Mary to ask this question. We talked about it, and the reason why, Brandon, is not to really get our personal views, but to show other people that watch this that we are open. You know what I mean? We're not like Jethro was saying. You're when you're a certain age, you think a certain thing. You were raised a certain way, and then as you get older, you start to really investigate things on your own.
Yeah.
I myself am pro-choice by definition, for a lot of reasons that I think a lot of, if you want to say religion here, Christians are actually starting to come around to that, because if you say I'm okay if it has to do with the life, threatening life of the mother or the baby, or anything that is,
Well, hell.
yeah, TikTok just killed over anything that is
Yeah.
malicious by nature, rape, incest,
hell.
things like that.
Shit falling apart.
Did we get it taken down, Nick, or did you just knock it over?
No,
Shit's
He
falling
just
down,
knocked
man.
it over.
I didn't knock it over.
People
it
need
fell
to be
off.
able to. People need to be able to state their opinion freely, and the fact that we have to dance around
Mhm.
this at all is a travesty.
yeah.
I agree
Sorry.
with that statement 100%.
It's sick.
Now let me ask a tag on to that. Okay,
I
this is
didn't
the
answer.
reason
Do you
I
why.
want
guess
me
I
and Nick
just.
to
I'm not
answer
going to
the
answer
question
that. I
now?
reckon.
This is the reason why I
Wait, so
I
Nick
wanted
and
to
I
bring
don't get
this
to
up.
answer the question.
No, we don't.
Well, you can if you want. If you want to
No,
tell your
too
views
late.
how you want.
Damn, host of the show can't even answer the question.
Oh, they're just
All right.
backing
Well,
out.
let
I
me
think.
just add just another little thing real quick about that. Regardless of what side you stand or what do you think about the issue, legally, it's not in the Constitution of the United States of America, and it should not
Agreed.
be a federal issue. It should fall to the state level. That's legally what it should be. But Roe versus Wade was used as case law to change how the federal government operated, and that is, in my opinion, illegal. And I think that's why the Supreme Court knocked it down. Not because they don't want abortions in this country. Maybe that's part of some of their opinions. It's because it's not a federal issue. Roe v. Wade is not a good law, so they got rid of it because it's proper. But it is still legal in states. So if a person really wants to have an abortion, I suggest they go to whatever state would allow such a thing and be with their kind of people. If you're in a population and there's a democratic republic going on, the majority are going to rule and you will be unhappy with your lifestyle. Move somewhere where you can be more happy. That's my opinion. It may be harsh and it may piss people off, but it's just not a federal issue.
Mm-hmm.
I like that answer. I do. I think we have similar kind of beliefs in that regard. And I think that's all I'm willing to say about that.
I don't think everybody wants to
Anyway.
hear my answer.
Sure, we
I'm
do.
just saying
I don't
to
think
an
so.
extent, there are certain extenuating circumstances where I can see the justification of something. Okay. And then there are other extenuating circumstances where I can not. So for example, when my wife and I were trying to conceive our children, that was on purpose and it was with a purpose. And now our children exist. Had something happened prior in our marriage, that decision to have said children would not have changed in any way, shape, or form. And her and I both came to that conclusion a very, very long time ago. However, in, let's just say, dirty situations, I guess you could say,
You can
evil
use me for an example.
situations,
Mm-mm.
in more nefarious situations, evil situations, I can see the necessity of it, just like what Jethro had pointed out, kind of like what Ferris was alluding to a bit. At which point in time, I personally, and this is just my belief, if something along those lines had occurred, take care of it as early as possible. Don't sit on it and wait, because to me, there is a time frame, so to speak, personally. Again, that's just personal opinion. At a certain time when X, Y, and Z start to occur. But prior to that, if it's some kind of unplanned event or something was forced upon someone or whatever extenuating circumstance it is, do what you got to do. That's where I'm like on the fence on the whole thing. I'm a mixed bag. I'm
It's
both
messy,
to an
messy
extent,
issue.
you know.
Yep.
It's something that not a lot of people like to talk about, and I have no problem talking about it. It's just I'm trying to find the right words on here so that we don't get removed from various platforms.
Sure.
But again, you
Yeah.
ask me on the street, I'll have this conversation with you all day and I ain't gonna hold back. And the problem is nowadays people can't handle the fact that people don't hold back. That's where people get offended. And what people need to remember is when you get offended by something somebody says, it's not that person offending you, it's you offending yourself, because you're allowing those emotions to come through based upon what that person has said. So therefore it's your fault that you're offended, you fucking buttercup. I'm done.
Okay, I have something.
You're all
to
getting me on
chime in
fire
with.
now.
You guys know, I don't think Jethro knows, but you guys know that I was raped and held hostage at gunpoint for many, many hours. And
No.
had I gotten pregnant, I would like to believe that I would have had the support of friends and family to help me raise that child. I worked with a woman who was raped. She had that child. She did not know her rapist either, but she did have that child, and that child was the greatest joy of her life. Do I understand how traumatic it could be to look at a child and see your rapist's face? I can imagine. But thankfully, that did not happen to me, so I didn't have to worry about making that decision. That's all.
All right.
Well, for those of us that are
there's plenty of other points that could be made on the subject. I'll just reference one thing. One of my favorite videos on the subject was individual talking about the caliber of other individuals that were making said complaints. And I'll just leave it at that, because that's going to be a little personal tidbit for me to hold on to so that I can keep a chipper mood now that we're going this route. Y'all, thanks. What else you got, Ferris?
Oh,
Or do
you
we
don't
want
want
Nick
the
to
rest of it.
answer? Nick, have you,
That's all right.
or are you avoiding this one?
There's a lot of times.
Well, let me ask another possible part of this, Nick. I think you may have a little bit of more of opinion on this. So, when we're talking about the choice, right? The choice to do or not do from a woman's perspective. Does anybody feel like because it took two to tango that a man should have some degree of choice in the after effect? Let's say child support. If the woman chooses to keep the child, the man doesn't, and he opts out and signs his rights away, should he not have to pay child support? If she had the right to either in a state that it's legal, given that now it's not federally, it's state, and say you're in a state that it's okay to do, and she says, oh, I want to keep the kid. And the guy says, well, I'm not ready to be a dad, so I'm going to opt out. Because I know in my state, you can opt out, but the woman can still go get you for child support down the road. There's no opting out in my state. Okay. And I'm gonna give you a little disclaimer here. I will pay child support no matter what. If it's got my DNA, I'm paying for it. That's my own morals. I don't care. That would be my decision, period. Okay. But is there any room for discussion in this nation that says the man has a close to, if not equal, right to choose based on what the woman chooses to do? If we believe it's, a pro-choice situation.
For me, it's the extenuating circumstance that comes into question is the level of protection that was used during said conception, I guess you could say. If they took all the proper steps, quote unquote, proper steps of protection to prevent said pregnancy from occurring, and said pregnancy still occurred, and both of them are caught off guard, and it also depends on, for me, it depends on what level they're at in that relationship as well. I can see a little bit of wiggle room here. Maybe. But I will also say this, like you said, Ferris, it does take two to tango. And if the two individuals choose that protection was not necessary during their fun little romp in between the sheets, well, then, motherfucker, you done messed up. Be a fucking man and do your part. Just saying.
I understand that, but you're going to get to a point where it's a lot of hearsay between two people. Yeah, we did. No, we didn't.
At the end of the day, that
she
dude
was on the
knows,
pill. No, she wasn't.
At the end of the day, that dude knows what the hell is going on and knows what he's getting himself into if he's choosing not to wear a fucking raincoat.
I think that if two people decide to do this, whether they use protection or not, the ultimate result is a pregnancy. It comes down to right to choose. If advocacies want this to be a pro-choice world federally, let's go back to what it was, and they're all up in arms about that, which I understand. They feel like their rights are being trampled on. I feel like my rights are being trampled on in other ways too. Okay, but I'm not extremist about it. I try to fight it the way I know how. But if that's the case, then I understand a lot of women's argument is that, well, man doesn't carry the baby. They don't do that. They don't have a right to that. It's our body, my body, my choice. Okay, fine. But you weren't there. You didn't you're not mother of Jesus. You didn't just miraculously get pregnant. Somebody helped you do that.
Well,
so if you had help with the decision.
Let me ask you this question, Ferris. Flip it. Man wants to keep it, woman doesn't. What do you say?
The man is going to take full responsibility from conception with all the support with prenatal vitamins, hospital visits, everything. If they choose to keep that baby.
You basically just said that at the end of the day, because the woman's carrying it, it's her choice. So if the woman doesn't want it, but the man does, he has no say.
Personally, my own opinion, if it took two to tango and he wants that kid, then I'm sorry. Unless there's health issues for the woman, for example, maybe you had a boyfriend girlfriend situation and she's only 16, he's 17. Maybe she's got a history of this. If you can prove health problems, then yeah, it kind of null and voids the guy's want, because there's a risk to her. There's always going to be a caveat to that. But if the man says, look, I'll take care of this kid if you'll carry it full term, right? It'll be mine once you give birth to this kid. And obviously there's got to be some kind of legal paperwork going on where that actually happens. There's all these little rabbit holes you can go down with this. All I was asking is there any kind of indication there should be a right to choose from both parties, given that we're talking about pro-choice, pro-life situation? Because like I said before, I'm pro-choice by definition because of those different things that could occur or those situations that could be present. You can't say you're pro-life if you accept any kind of form of abortion being okay. And for years, I have felt like I was pro-life, and I was false. My wife made me see that, and she's very intelligent. You can't say it. I think the bigger problem here, you know, that's what you were talking about earlier, extreme left, extreme right, whatever. I think it's the extreme people that will accept no answer other than black and white. The problem is 80% of the country is in the middle.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a
And we're
lot of
not-
nuance.
Yeah. And that's the
Ah.
only reason I brought this up, to try to bring that out and say, you know, I mean, there's got to be some kind of women want equality, you know, against men. That's fine. Get out there and work. I don't care. Earn the money we make. I don't care. Let's do it. But
I
you
mean, I
can't
don't
have it
make
just in
that
the
much
workplace.
money anyway, so just saying.
But you know what I'm saying? If you want equality, then it has to be across the board with everything. And we all know the way we were raised, our generation, there's no better way to raise a kid except, you know, unless, you know, with two parents, both parents, if you can
That's
make that
optimal.
happen. Yep. So anyway, I'm
As long as
done.
they both love. Yeah.
I just want to step in real quick and say the child that I raised from 7 until, my husband did not want him to be aborted. And so he was not aborted, and he got custody, and he raised him pretty much on his own until I came into the picture. And then we together raised him in a very loving home. And he had a mom and a dad that loved him and guided him and directed him and helped with homework and put clothes on his back and food in his mouth. And I think that exactly what Ferris is asking is exactly what happened in 1991 when that child was born.
Y'all ever notice that Mary's stories usually have a happy ending? That's pretty cool. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Nick, you've
Anyway.
been quiet over there, bud.
You always talk.
I want
Okay.
to hear about. I want to hear about Nick. Shifting gear. I want to hear about Nick's concert. That's what I want to hear about.
Nick,
you
you
go
putting
see
on a
again?
concert?
He gave a concert. Yeah, he was on stage and everything. No, he went to a concert.
Went to a concert. I don't know what to tell about it. The guy was on stage singing and illicit.
Did you sing along with him?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, of course.
Now, who sang it better?
Is that a question?
Question.
He's like, I'm not even going to answer that stupid question.
I have a question for Nick.
Everybody's got. a
Why has
question.
everybody got a question for Nick all of a sudden?
When you went to see Trace Adkins in concert and
When you were
said
fanboying,
said concert artist was on stage and started singing one particular song, what was it that he repeated over and over again? Tell the people. It had
Inform the
something
people.
to do with honky tonk, but donka donk.
shake that money maker.
Well, I recall him saying this next song was the #1 country song. I say again, it was the #1 country song, the literally #1 country song in all the strip clubs.
That's how he introduced it. That's fantastic.
You got a sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyways, I got 3 words in. Y'all go back at it.
The entire show, bud. You're doing really good this time.
I'm cranking.
Would you like for me to mute Nick?
I can do whatever you want.
I didn't know that Mary, I didn't know you had the power to mute Nick. That's cool. How do I do that?
Pretty
You don't have that power.
Would Nick like for me to mute myself?
Anyways, poor old Jethro sitting down there quiet.
I want to
Oh,
know
man.
since we've got Ferris and Mary and Jethro and Nick and me on here, when are the 5 of us going to get together for a Smule meetup? Y'all got to
Yeah.
come out here though. I'm poor.
What are you talking about?
I can't
I'm
travel.
not ever gonna meet you guys. You want to invite me into your little line group.
We don't
Line group.
really have a line group anymore.
Yeah, if I ain't in your line group, I ain't gonna meet you.
We
Lord,
had a
Lord.
we did have a coast to coast line group at
Yeah,
one
we
point
did.
in time.
No,
We dissolved that.
no. I was talking about some other place that you guys might have sung or met.
Ferris,
Hey,
that's your
so anyway.
wheelhouse, buddy. I think that's so country.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh, we
Nick is
did
in
bring-
So Country anymore.
I'm
is he?
not in So Country right now.
Yeah. Brandon, it's just me and you.
Well, shit.
Let him in. Invite him in.
Oh, I thought all you guys were.
I'm not
I
a
was.
leader. I can't.
I was thinking
I'm
about
not
going
from-
back, but I wasn't sure yet.
I'm
If
not from
Jethro goes in
Louisiana.
there, I'll go back in.
I can't be in there. I'm not from Louisiana.
Well, look, I tell you what,
Ain't
Mary,
nothing
talk
about
to
me,
Jam.
coon ass.
Talk to Jam. He's in charge in that room right now.
You talk
Oh.
Me
to
and Nick-
Jam. You are friends with Jam.
I guess that cancels that.
Well, I mean, I can send the invite.
What are you talking about, Nick? Jam loves you.
Jam does not love me. Most of the
Yes,
people
he
in there
does.
does not.
Okay. You know what, Jethro? I'll get you in,
Ah.
bub. I'm not in
I
there,
don't
but I'll
know.
get you in.
I ain't coon ass.
Ferris isn't in the room that or in the group that he, co-founded.
I'm married to the leader. I have connections.
Is Lancey still in there?
No,
Yeah, she's in there.
Okay.
I am looking to get into another group because I'm not in any right now, and I
I'm
never
in
have.
one.
Yeah, well, I
Well,
kept-
Jethro,
I
me
cut
and
'em all
let's
out.
go to So Country. I'll go back in there. I left there.
I don't
a while
know.
back. What do you mean you don't know?
There's several of them. I don't know which one I'm going to, but I hadn't been invited to whatever
Mary.
you guys were doing.
Yes, dear.
Invite me back in there. I'll take
Okay.
care of it.
Hang on.
We need to edit all
Invite me
this shit
back
out
in
of
there.
there.
I'll just do it now.
We need to
No,
edit
it's all
all
good.
this
I'm doing it
shit.
now.
If you're watching on TikTok, send us an email or get a hold of us. We'll invite you in there too. Come on, let's go.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. Delete.
So should we tell the 2 TikTok viewers what the email is?
One of
Y'all
them's me.
actually have people watching.
And the
come
other
on.
one's me.
It's just
Okay.
one.
And I just had to leave so I could invite Ferris.
Oh,
to
so now it's
Country.
just Ferris.
Y'all aren't doing enough dancing.
Hey, we
That's
had
the way
got
you
up to
get
100.
TikTok
We
views.
had got up to 117 at one point.
Mm. That must have been when we were talking about the juicy shit.
It's what they want.
The Hershey's works? That's a
It's
weird
what they want.
conversation.
must give the people what they want.
What was this?
Dude,
I got an interesting question to ask all y'all. Nick, I'm gonna start with you. This is a really easy one, man. What was the last thing? This is your stripper name. What was the last thing? What color shirt you wearing, and what was the last thing you ate? That's your stripper name.
What color shirt I'm wearing?
Color your
Brown.
shirt and the last thing you ate.
The main color is brown,
Okay.
right? I don't know.
Looks
Last
black
thing
to
I
me,
ate
but no.
was a double cheeseburger.
brown cheeseburger.
I'm on TV.
Look at you.
I'm on TV.
Y'all forgive him.
Ferris.
He's a rookie.
You have the invite now.
I'm a brown burger. What is that? What is that supposed to be?
Burger.
I guess
Brown
that
burger.
makes me a purple. What did I eat last? Purple crystal.
Crystal, you doing
I had-
math?
I had a crystal chick. I had a crystal chick for dinner
A what?
Oh.
I can't hear
Crystal
nothing
chick.
on here.
because your volume's turned down.
No, it's all the way
I
up.
can hear. I had it up earlier. You can hear it. I just turned mine down. What about you there, Jethro? What'd you eat? We can
I
kind of see
guess
the color.
mine would have to be black, hash brown, scattered, covered, and chunked.
You got some dollars coming your way, brother. That sounds sexy as hell.
Yeah, it's black
Brandon?
and it's long.
The last thing I ate.
Well, your
get
shirt's
it wrong.
gray, yeah. Uh-oh.
The last thing you
Brandon's
ate.
giving us that look like the kids went to bed early.
Sit down. What? the-
Gray wife.
What a dick.
Oh!
You're muted.
Negative Ghost Rider.
There you go.
So now we know that Smule, singing on Smule is actually a code word for something else.
Like
Speaking
talking
of-
politics.
Speaking of Smule, I think I'm never singing again. I'm selling my
the
studio.
the last thing I ate was a piece of string cheese.
You're a liar.
No, I'm dead
So-
serious.
So you're
Gray
like gray
string
or
cheese.
moldy cheese.
Um,
Like
Mhm.
moldy cheese.
I ate the thing of string
Please
cheese.
welcome to the stage, moldy cheese.
Before
Yeah,
that, I
my
had a
God.
bag of snapped Cheez-Its or whatever they're called. And before that, I had a handful of pretzels. And before that, I
Speaking
had
of
like
Cheez-Its.
3.5 bowls of Captain Crunch peanut butter crunch.
Look who's prepared this
Wow.
time.
Cheez-Its, dude, right on cue.
This
I'm so
this
proud.
sponsor of the show.
Bro, why are you selling your studio?
I'm sick of the. I do all right, and then sooner or later, I always get yelled at. You're too loud, and why am I even doing this shit? Fuck it.
Wait. Who's yelling at you saying you're too loud? Somebody on Smule?
No,
Neighbors,
no.
wife.
I plead the fifth.
Linda. Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Well, you don't need to sell it. You just, make it quieter in there. You know how to do the whole build a room within a room thing. You're a craftsman.
Well, two parts of the problem. One, I pulled some things off of some of the walls, so I'm redoing some spots. I wanted to finish it, and I know some things I didn't like about it, so I'm fixing it.
Nice.
But now some of the windows in my singing part are now exposed where they were covered by a moving blanket and then that foam I used. So the window's exposed, so it's letting more sound out at the moment. Plus, Linda is sitting like 2 feet from under the damn window.
Ah,
So
you're fine. You don't gotta sell it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're fine.
Farrah's calling Mary and me bougie earlier. Nick's the one with all the technology and a fucking mobile
always
calls me
damn
bougie.
podcast karaoke.
Brandon, no, Brandon,
Mule
you can't-
machine. I got a
You can't call
haircut.
somebody bougie.
The one thing I get a haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you went to a barber to get your hair cut.
Yeah, you went
This
to a
man
barber.
is not bougie because he's doing it in a trailer house.
I went to a big box haircut. God bless America.
You can't call him bougie. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Shut
See
up,
there,
Nick. You're making me hungry eating your Cheez-Its, you bastard. I'm hungry.
I'm
I was
you
waiting.
have
trying
like a
not to
Mountain
laugh
Dew
because
or
Jethro was
something?
having a very good moment. He actually was talking serious about something, and I was eating a Nutty Buddy. And I was just waiting for Brandon to be like,
That
oh my
means you're
God.
a brown nutty buddy.
I saw you eating a candy bar of some
Oh,
sort. I
the
just
Nutty
kind of
Bar.
chose to ignore it at the time.
Maybe you're a good buddy.
Oh,
10-4.
that's not a good thing if you know CB lingo.
why?
Breaker 19.
What your handle?
Jethro, you want to explain it to the boys?
What's explaining? Who needs explaining?
Hey, you know what? I
Well,
also
you and
joined
I
another
know
song,
CB
dude.
lingo.
About pickle parks? We talked about pickle parks last
Pickle
time.
Parks.
Oh, you
Lot
want to know about the
lizards.
back row of the TA where, yeah, the lot lizards are? It's here, Double D. What color's your house, driver? I mean, God, I ain't got no panties on. Shut up, stupid. I mean, God. Is
Yeah,
that the
so-
language you want them to know about?
You'll be like, no, man, I'm really getting it on. He'll be like, what, you got a chameleon? Because
I think she wanted you to explain the whole
Good buddy.
Yeah, yeah. No, the pickle parks, they like to hang out in the pickle parks, which are rest areas. You guys might know that you can pull off the highway to a rest area and there's a little shitty bathroom with little snacks and all that for sale. Well, if you go on the other side of that building, there's a big old row of trucks. And some of them like hanging out and doing things. So you stay the hell out of those pickle parks. That's all I'm saying.
Pickle Parks.
Used to 10-4 good buddy just meant 10-4 good buddy. Now 10-4 good buddy means I'll see you at the pickle park.
No,
So you just say 10-4. You don't say good buddy at the end.
Or you say 10, Raji. Or you say Raji 10. It don't matter to me.
What do you say? Just get on over here and get down.
Just plain old English, huh?
All right. Straight up to a point.
No. When you're on the CB radio, nobody will talk to you unless you have a slide retard accent. Like you have to sound like you're somewhere from the deep south. No, I'm serious. You're a damn four-wheeler, ain't you? You know, that's how they're going to treat you.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. They don't want to talk to you.
Come on, man.
Good.
But some of us four-wheelers are very kind and thoughtful to 18-wheelers out there. We had that
Yes.
conversation earlier.
That's true. And Mary is one of those people.
Good Lord.
No,
So
she
she
said
says.
she's always been conscientious when she's around big trucks, and we're making light of it. But you know, they put a lot of stress on traffic. You know, a big truck is nothing to be next to very long. I just had a blowout today. I was hauling a load. It was 200,000 pound gross weight on 11 axles and 16 wide, 16 high, just winds blowing, and it's a nightmare. But I got it over there down 2-lane Oklahoma highways with no shoulders, and I was all proud of myself because nothing got damaged and nobody got killed, and I got it there at a decent time. So job well done. I'm heading back to the house empty, and I have a blowout, and there's this car right behind me, and she swerves, and she thought I damaged her vehicle. But the blowout was so massive, and you guys have seen those long strips of rubber.
Mhm.
That we call that a gator.
Yep.
Those things, if they hit you the wrong way, they can hurt you. Anyway, it's dangerous as hell out here. And because she was backed off far enough, that thing went right over her windshield and didn't hit her. But that's good. But it's real dangerous. And you know, if people would just get around them as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible, not hang out next to them, and not hang out in their blind spots, which are pretty much the entire passenger side. If you try to pass a truck on the right-hand side, they might just run over your car because they don't see you. It's real hard. The mirror is way over there.
When there's a truck going downhill, get out of the right lane, move over to the left lane. You don't know how heavy a load they're carrying. It might be hard for them to stop.
I
Well,
just
yeah.
I avoid y'all like the plague
That's
as
good.
best I can. And the reason why is my old patrol company that I worked for, it was late at night. I was on my way back to our headquarters to turn in my vehicle and all my gear and everything. And it was about 2:30 in the morning. I was supposed to be off at 3. I ended up not actually getting back to the yard until about 5:45 in the morning, and started making my hour drive home at 6 because there was a vehicle accident. And what had happened was the operator of a big semi truck ended up going across all lanes of traffic, careened into a center median, and I watched this whole thing happen about 75, 80 yards in front of me. I was the one that stopped all the northbound traffic on the highway. I'm in uniform doing my thing. And the driver was actually ejected at about 60 miles an hour and went head first into a pillar that held up a road above for people to go over the highway. And I was the first one on scene, and I got to see everything that I saw and stop all the traffic and try to prevent other people from seeing what I saw. And highway patrol showed up, PD showed up, county showed up, everybody and their mother showed up, and they were all there quick within about 10 minutes or so. But ever since then, that was just a few years back. Before that, I never paid any mind to it. I'm just like, whatever, it's just another truck. But ever since then, I avoid y'all
I'm
like
gonna
the
keep my
plague.
distance.
And it's not because it's not like, oh, I don't want that to happen to me. It's, let me just go ahead and respect y'all and what you do. Because when everything was all said and done with the company that I worked for, it was kind of in partnership with various law enforcement agencies and whatnot. And my phone number, my work phone number was the number that was given to the deceased's wife. And she called me, and I actually had a conversation with her, and I believe she got the closure that she needed. She understood that it was quick. There wasn't any pain or anything like that. But that was a difficult conversation. And since then, my level of respect for truckers has gone through the roof. And my grandfather was a trucker, but it wasn't anything that I really thought about until I'd had that conversation with her, and that just kind of changed my entire perspective.
Well, hopefully people don't have to go through that firsthand experience of having to deal with that trauma. And you know, an accident is an accident, and a car can kill you just the same as a massive truck can. But those things are so big and so heavy, and they're going so fast for that weight that they can do a lot of damage to a lot of people. A lot of people's lives can be ruined. So it is very important to watch out for them. But it's also just important for so many other reasons having to deal with trucks. That, man, it's just another damn issue that truck drivers feel like they're just not being listened to. There's so many damn things, and we can go into a lot of them for hours and hours, but you know, we don't have that much time. I think everybody who drives a truck, sorry, one little thing here, everybody who drives, a car, gets a driver's license when they're 16 years old or whatever they're doing, they're not qualified to be riding around with these trucks. They're just not. They're not experienced enough to handle, you know, the wind disturbances when you pass them, or why it's a bad idea to hang out next to those tires that are spinning so fast next to you. They swerve and just run right over them, you know, one of those goes out. Anyway, if those kids were required to just do a ride along for one day before they can get their driver's license and see what it's like to be in one of these things and what it feels like and what it looks like, do maneuvers in a parking lot, just get a feel for that. I think that we would stop so many of these accidents and these fatalities having to deal with semi trucks. There's a lot of other things about other parts of the business that are also causing accidents, but I think the public just not understanding the risk is is the biggest thing. And it's not a small issue. It's just not talked about. It's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can I come on a ride along with you?
That'd be cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
We'll do a podcast from Jethro's truck.
I've had quite a few people in my truck, but we'll keep it G-rated and we'll have a good time.
Lord have mercy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I spent about 4 months after that incident that I just mentioned, like just deathly afraid of trucks. And there was one time it wasn't through any fault of my own or any fault of the two truck drivers. It was about 3 months after it had happened. It was raining, much like it was raining that night that the whole thing happened. But the lane of traffic I was in was a dead stop on the highway. And next thing I know, here's a truck on one side of me here and a truck on one side of me here. And we're all stopped, all of us. And I'm not the kind of dude, I usually don't get very stressed out. I don't have panic attacks or any of that kinds of stuff. But I looked and I went, well, if I'm supposed to die today, okay. And then I had a little freak out moment where my heart just started racing. And when it was our time to go, I was ready to get out of that little death box. I'm telling you what, that was some scary shit being stuck in there for a couple minutes. That freaked me out for a long time. Still kind of bothers me a little bit today when I think about it. But general rule of thumb for me, I see a truck on the road. Nope, you got the plague. You're over here, I'll be over there.
Well, it isn't all them. A lot of it's the drivers. We got a problem with drivers, just not qualified enough.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I couldn't do it. I mean, here's the thing, dude.
You could do it.
No. Here's why. Okay. Are you ready? The system done fucked up. Okay. They got lanes of traffic that most people have an issue keeping their little car in, right? And you got this big ass behemoth of a sumbitch with what, an inch or two on each side of space available, right? Homie, don't thread the needle like that. Nope. I could not do that,
but
dude.
what about when they're doing construction and they got those big fucking cement blocks on each side? You got even less than that.
Yeah, the Jersey barriers.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I say I couldn't do that because I don't trust myself to be that accurate.
Well, if you don't think that a big truck being like, if something happens, it's a runaway diesel. Why, if it's not that big a deal, think about how big they are. Why would they have the runoffs when you see on the roads where they have that gravel road going straight up a freaking hill for you to hit so that that thing will slow down?
Yeah, the problem is it's just bad driving. And you know, if you have an industry that doesn't pay very well and the lifestyle sucks, you're not going to get professional people. You're going to get a few, but it's mostly because they're dumbasses and they chose the wrong career, but they're smart. But a lot of the guys you're getting are just not qualified, and they're just too young and not experienced. If it was an actual profession that paid like it used to pay, probably back in the 70s, maybe, you'd have more qualified type of individuals wanting to drive a truck, just the way it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into any demographics about who's getting these jobs and why, and who's the federal government subsidizing all these major companies to hire these people straight out of school at a terrible wage. And since they're willing to do it, it's a terrible job. And as long as that that supply of labor is there, it's going to be a terrible job for anybody who wants to be a fucking professional.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for a last thought, and won't get too deep, but just to go with that, since you're talking about trucks and being, you know, capable, think about if you want to drive that truck, you're supposed to go through getting your CDL and all that. But when it comes to RVs, there are RVs that are gigantic and they're just letting any Joe Schmo buy it, get in it, and go drive on down the road.
Like those big ass coaches and you
I'm
would know
talking
you're the one that you work on everybody's.
I've
RVs
driven
and
it.
whatnot.
I've driven them, and it's like
Nope.
they just let any, like, how could you not need something as big as a fucking tractor trailer? A lot of them are
There's a
big ass
reason-
diesels.
There's a reason why I personally don't drive anything bigger than that 16-foot long U-Haul. Don't trust myself.
It was pretty damn
Nope.
fun to drive it, but damn, those things are huge. And you
Mm.
see, like, you see all these little old guys, and they're in this, I'm talking, you know, the biggies going up the road, man, with a damn car and a dolly on the back hanging off of it. It's a lot of truck.
I couldn't do it. Y'all out there driving those things on the road, you're much better men than I am. That's for damn sure.
No,
No,
just doing what you got to do.
Don't get me wrong. Not only are you taking time away, sacrificing time with your friends and family and loved ones and all that kinds of stuff to be out there on the road to do what you do for the salary that you make at the end of the day, which we all understand isn't necessarily enough, but you're out there doing it to do a service to your fellow man at the same time, because without you, those goods would not get there.
That's right.
I'm not that selfless of an individual. I'm quite selfish. If I can't come back home to my family at the end of every single day and see them, then why the fuck am I doing what I'm doing?
Right.
Y'all are doing a greater good, and you're doing a fantastic, phenomenal service that, not, in my opinion, not many people are cut out to actually do. So for that, I thank you, because it's a special kind of thing.
Right.
You're the one getting us the shit.
Okay.
For real.
I heard a lot of that kind of talk from a lot of people, and it's been way too long since that. So I know that you're sincere. But man, there was so many people on the hero bandwagon for truck drivers in 2020, whenever everything was shut down.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
wanted to call you a hero, and thank God that you're willing to do this. And that shit all mostly went away real quick. I don't really.
Well,
I
that
don't
was
really
all.
care
That was
for
all
that.
tied up with that whole. What was the thing that happened up in the Canada, right? When they basically just stopped and whatnot, and whatever it was that was going on.
Canadian version of it.
The
But yeah.
Canadian version.
No, I don't get involved in that. We're gonna protest bullshit. I've heard for 21 years out here everyone talking about what we're gonna do, and what they finally attempted was lame, in my opinion. For 21 years, I've been hearing people say we're gonna do this, and people just don't care enough. They're not going to tell their boss, no, I'm driving this truck over here to this rally. You know, they're not going to do that. They're just going to drive. And there's no union. There's no united effort. There's no union in the oil field that I know of that I could even join. So it's hard to get with everybody. And hell, most of the trucks don't even communicate anymore. You know, most of them don't even have a CB radio. They're cruising along with their cruise control on, going 65 miles an hour. Got their foot kicked up on the dash, probably watching YouTube on their phone. and they don't know what's going on up ahead because they don't have a damn radio, and they can't stop in time when they come up on that accident.
That's
You
it.
know,
I remember even when I was a kid, truckers were like a fucking family practically.
Yeah, it's
At
not
one
anymore.
time.
No,
That's
no.
sad.
Pay attention to what you see in truck stops. You know, you're not getting people that are born for it. You know, second and third generation that just you can just see it on their fucking truck driver. You know,
Yeah.
you're not getting those guys anymore. There's no professionals. They're all wearing Adidas and flip flops. You know, and got their shoes off and their foot up on the damn dash. You can't drive a truck that way. You know, just all kinds of things. They're watching YouTube going down the road. They're fucking candy crushing it. You know,
So
they're not
basically, they're
professional.
just waiting for the Tesla version of the truck so they could put that sumbitch in autopilot and collect an easy
Well,
paycheck kind of thing. Is
if
that what you're saying?
you ruin an industry for the professional that wants to do the industry, you're going to get shit employment. And if as long as that's going to happen, it's going to sound great. Let's do autopilot. You know, let's get rid of the safety factor and get rid of this minimum wage pretty much fucking employee for how many hours he's putting in. Yeah, they're gonna have to go automated, but they can't automate the whole country. They can't automate what I do. You know, they're just not gonna have automated roads down oil field gravel lease roads to go get these fucking drilling rigs and move them around. You know, so there's gonna be a need for truck driving, and I do think, like a lot of professions, it needs to probably pay double what it pays, especially considering the cost of living and inflation and everything. How does a person fucking survive without making a couple $100,000 in a household?
TikTok don't want to hear
everything's
me say
expensive.
what I was about to say.
Anyway, but as long as there's teachers that aren't getting paid, you know, they're probably paid half of what they're worth on average. As long as that kind of stuff's going on, you know, I can't be that irate in how I'm not valued enough, you know, or every profession has probably the same gripes to some degree, but definitely teachers. I think they're the most undervalued, underpaid people in the entire country.
Oh, absolutely.
That's our next generation of children, and we just don't give a fuck.
It's our next generation of leaders.
Exactly.
You know, what was that? What was that? I think I've said it on the podcast before. It was a saying that someone had said one time, and I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was, you know, something along the lines of Joe Rogan said it on his podcast. It was the hard times create hard men create soft times create soft men, and soft men create hard times. And here we are having soft men create hard times for us right now. It is.
Yeah, this is the time. This is the time, and history is cyclical, but this is the kind of time where you're going to have a dictator make a fucking move, and this country isn't going to be ready. We're flat-footed.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that comes from leadership, and it comes from decades of bad leadership. Honestly, without a populace that's undereducated and going downhill fast, morally and ethically, and all that.
Not to mention, there's so much division.
Yeah. I think that would be a conversation best saved for a future episode, gentlemen. Right. What do you think?
Sounds right.
I mean, we could spend an entire episode on let's just say the shortcomings of the current generation.
You know, every older generation thinks that of the newer one, so it's probably been always a decline.
Oh yeah.
Once you hit a peak,
right? But I think that's all we got for time as far as today is concerned. But dude, Jethro, thank you, sir, for agreeing to come back. Hopefully we can get you to agree to come back to another one, but let's not take as long of a period of time in between, I think.
I had fun talking to you guys. You never know where the subject's going to go.
Right.
That's right.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed our conversations today, as quote unquote PC as I was trying to be behind the scenes and all that kinds of good jazz, so we don't get pulled from what we're doing. Those are the kind of conversations I really actually enjoy having with people, because here's the thing: at the end of the day, your opinion on something could be 100% completely different than mine, but I'm still gonna listen to it and see what you have to say, and I'm not going to treat you any differently afterwards just because we have a difference of opinion. That's just stupid. But for us, luckily, we pretty much agree. So hey,
well, you're never going to agree totally with everyone. But that's
Yeah.
why dialogue is important to maintain friendship.
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Yep.
Nick,
Well,
do you want to do the thing? I did the thing on the opening of the thing.
like, subscribe, and comment, share.
He's practicing his CB drunken voice.
I can give him a lot lizard. Like, comment, and share. Go to our Shopify and buy something. Damn it, we got so much shit. Come on.
Awesome stuff. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I
Jethro
guess
wants
until
something.
next time, huh? Y'all
Until
be
next
good.
time. Peace, y'all.
hook 'em horns.